What's up, guys? Welcome back. UFC 262 is all wrapped up. Wow. I went to this fight in person. As you can obviously tell, I lost my voice because what Charles Oliveira did to Michael Chandler it was insane. It was absolutely insane. I love the atmosphere. Any landed punch, like the crowd was just waiting to pop off. Like even if it was like a clean jab, like everyone was just waiting for something to pop off. And it was the energy of the whole arena. The Toyota Center was so contagious. It was so badass, bro. Just be real, it was badass. Charles Oliveira was getting his ass fucked up in the first round. Michael Chandler was smoking him. I mean, he landed punches like Michael Chandler, like he did what he did with Hooker. Like he kind of like, he threw like a 1-2 and then he kind of snuck in a couple steps in to get closer so he could land his left hook or his right hook. And he started landing punches on Charles because Charles in the beginning started to back up and Michael would work his way in. And he landed a couple hooks where Oliveira got stunned and then he fell to the ground and then he started like getting on the floor, like trying to grapple and just like standing and waiting for Chandler to come to him on the ground. And even with Oliveira's like black belt in jiu-jitsu, like Chandler was still connecting punches on Charles. So it was like, wow, like is really Chandler gonna smoke Oliveira that quickly? Like in the first round? There's no way. I had a feeling my mind was telling me Charles Oliveira. He's a vet. He's experienced. The man's almost had 40 fights in his career, 20 in the UFC. And Michael Chandler, you know, he's a vet. He is a vet with Bellator. He's been a champion over there, but he's only had one UFC fight. And I was just like, man, Charles Oliveira deserves this. 20 UFC fights, Charles Oliveira, one UFC fight, Michael Chandler. My mind was Chandler. My mind was Oliveira. My heart was Chandler. Because Michael Chandler versus McGregor would be a big fight. Michael Chandler versus Dustin Poirier would be a big fight. But I had a feeling Oliveira would pull it off. I didn't think it'd be by knockout. I would guess submission. But, man, just the fight was crazy. And then the second round, the first 10 seconds, what was funny is that Oliveira pushed Chandler, and Chandler stayed still, which was a bit odd to me. I don't know if he was fatigued. He did look bulky as fuck, to be honest. Like Chandler looked he looked a lot more bulkier in this fight than he did against Dan Hooker. If it's just me, it probably could just be me, but Michael looked more built. He looked more heavy. So maybe he got more tired, maybe he was fatigued because he just stood still when the second round started, and then he threw like a 1-2 or he threw like a right hook, but his right hook didn't come back to play defense, didn't guard. You know, you got to always keep this right hand up. That's fundamentals in boxing. If you throw you do like this, you throw a right, you know, that boy don't drop. That boy comes right back up here. You got to defend yourself. And when Michael Chandler threw a hook, he didn't do that. So it dropped. And then Charles Oliveira he's a southpaw. So he threw a right and he threw a perfect left hook. Hit him right on the money. As soon as the hand fell, left hook came perfectly. Stunned him, dropped him. Then he tried to spin out of it, but he couldn't because Charles was already in front of his ass and threw a knee and just started swarming him. And the place went fucking ballistic. It was straight chaos. Man jumped out of the cage. I was screaming my ass off. He was talking to Dana White, talking to Joe Rogan, jumping in the crowd. Like, bro, Charles Oliveira, I'm a huge fan now. I'm a huge fan of the guy. He's humble. He's the calmest dude. Like when they talk to him, he seems like a nice guy, but dude's a straight savage. Dude's a straight beast. And man, it was crazy. Charles Oliveira is the lightweight champ. He's probably gonna fight the winner of McGregor and Poirier 3. Unless I honestly feel like Michael Chandler versus Justin Gaethje would be a good fight, or Justin Gaethje versus the loser of Poirier McGregor. McGregor probably retire, but who knows? I feel like the winner of Poirier McGregor fights Oliveira, and dude, it was freaking crazy. But the other fights as well, my bad. Tony Ferguson against Dariush. Let me just say this. about this fight. Tony Ferguson has lost 3 straight. You know, they've been tough fights. Justin Gaethje fucked him up bad. I never knew Justin Gaethje could fuck up Ferguson like that. Ferguson's stand-up got exposed in that fight. And the second one, Charles Oliveira, is a fucking beast on the ground. He's beast stand-up. Like, Oliveira's probably the best well-rounded fighter in the lightweight division. Dustin Poirier's probably right behind him. And then he fought Dariush, who took him to the ground, pulled a Khabib, pulled a Kamaru Usman. You know, it's not the most exciting way to fight, but he won the fight fair and square. He took him down. Ferguson could not defend the takedown. You know, Ferguson's stand-up was totally disrespected. Dariush just walked forward. Like, if you're gonna make a guy not fucking take you down, take down defense and land punches or kicks, something. But man, Ferguson's 37. It could be that time. Ferguson's got to retire. But it sucks, man, because Tony's a beast. Tony's a badass. That was a very boring fight. But Dariush is a good guy. He's a good fighter. He's a good dude. He's going to be in the top of the line, too, to fight for the belt. Is it the most exciting fighter? Is he the most exciting fighter? Hell no. But, hey, give credit where credit is due, man. He won the fight. He'll probably fight for the belt. Who knows? Like, this Justin Gaethje. Honestly, probably Dariush and Justin Gaethje. Maybe. I don't know. But Dariush whooped him. Ferguson might retire. Dariush, you know, might fight for the belt. Who knows about that? Man, I'm just so bummed out Nate Diaz wasn't there for the fight against Leon Edwards. I feel like if Nate Diaz is my favorite UFC fighter. Number one. I was a fan for Nate way before Conor McGregor came around. When the UFC just came up on Ultimate Fighter Season 2, Nate Diaz with BJ Penn versus Jens Pulver, like that was the one Ultimate Fighter I watched all of it, or like 90% of it. And Nate Diaz won the whole thing. So I've been a fan of Nate Diaz a whole lot longer than McGregor. So Nate Diaz is my number one favorite. I mean, McGregor, I'm a big fan of McGregor. Everyone knows that. But Nate Diaz and McGregor neck and neck. But if Nate was there, the place would have been insane, dude. Insane. Like, fuck, man. It would have been perfect if my favorite fighter came to Houston, bro. Nate Diaz. But it's all good. I'll probably see him fight eventually. But, man, it was crazy. Voice is shot. Fucking tired as hell. Barely got any sleep. But it was such a badass fucking card. It was a good night. It was a good ass night, man. Good fights. I mean, to be honest, some were kind of dipping. The girl fight, I don't know their names, Chuk again, and the other Brazilian. That was a boring fight. The white girl, I think she tapped the second round, but they're not gonna say that, so they gave it to her. And then I forgot the fight that was before Ferguson. It was a guy from Houston. I think he was the only guy from Houston on this card, and he lost that fight. He lost like 2-3 rounds. But anyway, to the main fights. Ferguson, you know, retire, take some time off. I don't know. Dariush is probably gonna fight Michael Chandler next, or Justin Gaethje. You know, he's up there now. You know, it's really Charles Oliveira, Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor, Dariush, Gaethje, and Chandler. So Chandler's dropped like all the way to 6, at least in my rankings. But anyway, man, UFC 262 is badass. I will definitely go to more UFC events. Definitely. I've never been to a boxing match before, so I'll try to get all this stuff checked off my bucket list, so to speak. But yeah, man, it was fucking badass. Thank you guys for watching. I know I'm hard to listen to. I'm tired. My voice is bad, but appreciate every view. Thank you guys. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace.